Video technician is very good.
I will the sound technician.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين وبعد. So we are still dealing with Surah Al-Baqarah, the beginning of Surah Al-Baqarah, and we got to a point where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala speaks directly to humanity, and this is the first address from Allah in Surah Al-Baqarah, and He doesn't say Ya ayyuha alladhina amanu, or you who believe. He says Ya ayyuhan nas. So Allah speaks to humanity, and this shows that the message of Islam is universal. The message of Islam is universal. And again, when we look at Islam, we should not look at Islam in a limited way, because Allah only sent to earth the message of Islam. Only. Allah didn't send down any other religion. He sent Islam. He sent Islam. All the prophets were sent with the message of Islam. From the time of Adam alayhi salam, then Nuh alayhi salam, then Ibrahim alayhi salam, and Lut alayhi salam, and Ishaq, and Yaqub, and Ismail, right? And all the prophets that followed that afterwards, all of them, they came with one message, and that's Islam. Islam. Maybe in the language it was not given the name Islam, because Islam is the Arabic word. But Allah did not send like different messages to humanity, like one to the Arabs, one to the people in Egypt, one to the people in China, different messages. That would be contradiction. That would be Allah could not tell humanity, like, worship Allah, but tell another segment of humanity, worship Allah and something else with Him. That's contradictory. That's not the message of Islam. I don't know what this keeps, at this point it keeps falling down. So let me keep it here. Bismillah. Okay. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala here is speaking to humanity and is repeating and emphasizing this message again. Ya ayyuhan nasu ubudu rabbakum. O humanity, worship your Lord. Worship your Lord. And the word Rabb, by the way, we need to talk about this a little bit. The word Rabb, usually in English they translate it as Lord. But in English, in Arabic, it's much more powerful. Rabb. Do you know what Rabb, what impression it gives? You know the father of a house, the father in the house, the father. He's the one who looks after his kids, right? He has a fatherly love. He cares for his children. He's concerned about them. He gives them love. He gives them attention. He gives them education. He makes sure that the little kids are well taken care of. They're well fed, they're well treated, they sleep well, they dress well, they get their rights, and they're really like they're getting what they need. There is a lot of fatherly love in that, right? In Arabic, you use the same word Rabb for the man who's in charge of the house. Rabb, you say Rabbul Usra, Rabbul Bayt. What does that mean? That means takes care of them, because Allah takes care of His creation. So Allah takes care of the creation with so much mercy. Allah looks after us. Allah is so kind to us. And that's what the power in the word Rabb that you don't find in the English equivalent, which is Lord. Because Lord, like especially if you look back in the history of Europe, Lord basically is associated with a law of tyranny, control. Like Lord usually is used as well with slave lords. Slave lord, like the one who owns so many slaves. So just the ones who owns, that's it. But there is no attention, there is no love, there is no care, there is no taking care of people. But in the Arabic language, no, Rabb. So Allah is speaking to humanity saying, worship the one who takes care of you. Worship Him. And that's why you should worship Him, because He takes care of you. In Arabic we say also, Waliyyu ni'matik. He is the source of all the bounties and gifts that you have. Everything you have is from Allah. Everything. Everything's from Allah. So that should basically help you turn to Him in gratitude. You want to say thank you, Allah, for everything. You know, on a daily basis, when someone like does a favor for you, you just feel you want to thank them. You feel this, this gratitude. You want to say thank you. You really feel well taken care of, right? So why don't we feel that to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when He has given us everything? So Allah is saying, O humanity, the one who created you, the one who takes care of you, the one who has pampered you, He's given you so much. He takes care of you. Things you can't even think of, and you will never be aware of. So many things. Worship Him. And worship is not like a punishment. Worship is the most beautiful thing you could ever engage in, by the way. And we spoke about the meaning of worship, and we said it's really love, and that's the deepest human emotion. Love to Allah, love to your Creator, love to the one who takes care of you. You just love Him. And it's natural, by the way, when you know that you came from Allah. Why do people love back home? You love your country of origin, right? Why do people want to find out their ancestry? They want to know where they came from. And it's natural for humans. If you somehow someone tells you about your fifth grandfather, you have an interest. You want to know what type of person he was. Why? He's a complete stranger to you. It keeps dropping, right? Okay, Bismillah. Okay, sounds good. So if you get to know about, someone tells you about like your fifth or seventh grandfather, he's a stranger to you. You never met that person, right? You never seen that person. But if someone tells you about them, you want to know. You have an interest. Why? Because that's where you came from. So we humans are naturally designed to love where we came from. And our main source, the source where we came from, the source of our existence is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the sweetest feeling that we could ever have is realizing we're going to go back to Him one day and meet with Him. And that's why the Prophet ﷺ, he says in the hadith, "Man ahabba liqa'a Allahi, ahabba Allahu liqa'ah." He who loves to meet Allah, he who looks forward to the meeting with Allah, Allah would look forward to meeting him. It's a beautiful, powerful statement. Could someone really wait eagerly to meet Allah? There are these people. They can't wait to meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's what they're looking for. That's what they're waiting for. And it's not like these people are killing themselves to meet Allah. No, but they know when the time comes, it's going to come. But they still have this eagerness and keenness to meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And by the way, all of us are born with this. All of us. Humans, we are born with that. But just it's the distractions that take us away from that. We don't realize it. We don't pay attention to our hearts and realize, what we have inside of us. Okay. So, the Prophet ﷺ says, "Man ahabba liqa'a Allahi, ahabba Allahu liqa'ah." He who looks forward to meeting Allah, Allah would look forward to meeting that person. Aisha radiallahu anha is listening. She says, "Ya Rasulullah, وَمَن مِنَّا لَا يَخَافُ الْمَوْتِ وَلَا يَكْرَهُ الْمَوْتِ." She said, "I'm a messenger of Allah," but that puzzled her, by the way. She said, but who doesn't hate to die? Who's not scared of death? Who? The Prophet ﷺ says, لَيْسَ كَذَلِكَ يَا عَيْشَ. It's not exactly like that, Ya Aisha. It says, أَمَّا الْمُؤْمِنُ فَقَدْ عَمَّرَ مَا بَيْنَهُ وَبَيْنَ اللَّهِ فَهُوَ يَنْظُرُ لِقَاءَ اللَّهِ. The believer, he has built that connection with Allah. So he knows what is awaiting him with Allah is Jannah, is dignity, is closeness to Allah. So he looks forward to that. Because he's ready for that, and he knows that what is awaiting him is so great, far greater than what he has here. وَمَنْ خَرَّبَ مَا بَيْنَهُ وَبَيْنَ اللَّهِ خَافَ لِقَاءَهُ. But the one who has destroyed his relationship with Allah, he knows what's ahead of him. It's destruction, it's punishment, it's pain, it's distance from Allah. So who wants to go there? Who wants to go there? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is addressing humanity. Ya ayyuhan nasu u'budu rabbakum. So the reason why, the logical reason why we should worship Allah is that because He is our Rabb. He is our Rabb. The reason, again, that you should be good to your parents is that because you came through them, you came from them, and because they took care of you. It's the same principle, by the way. And that's why you will find Allah in the Quran mentioning these two things together. Surah Al-Isra, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, famous verse, we all love it. وَقَضَى رَبُّكَ أَلَّا تَعْبُدُوا إِلَّا إِيَّاهُ وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا. And your Lord has ordained, Allah made it an obligation, an ordainment, that you worship none but Allah, and that you can only be good to your parents. Allah combines worshipping Allah with being good to your parents. Why? It's the same principle. It's the same principle. And all of Islam, if you want to look at Islam, it's all about thankfulness. This is why it was reported that, I believe it was Imam Shafi'i, he said, الدين نصف شكر ونصف صبر. The religion of Islam, half of it is built on patience, and the other half is built on gratitude. And so, worshipping Allah is an act of gratitude, because He originated us, we came from Him. And He has given us everything. He takes care of us. Every day, every second, by the way. Every second. Do you know what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says? That He protects us. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protects us. That Allah has angels to protect you, by the way, from harm. But when the moment of death comes, these angels are taken away. So then you fall for your death. لَهُ مُعَقِّبَاتٌ مِّن بَيْنِ يَدَيْهِ وَمِنْ خَلْفِهِ يَحْفَظُونَهُ مِنْ أَمْرِ اللَّهِ. Allah says, a person has angels surrounding them, protecting them by the command of Allah. So when death comes, Allah takes away these angels, death comes to you. So the reason you're not dying is not because your natural state is to be alive. No, because Allah protects you every second. We don't see that. Right? We don't see that. And the greatest blessings are the ones that we don't pay attention to, by the way. These are the blessings that are consistent, but we take them for granted. You know, the Arabs have a very beautiful proverb. They say, and I think originally it's not an Arabic thing. It was taken, I believe, from other languages. Probably from English, maybe. It says, health is a crown above the heads of healthy people. The only ones who can see it are the ones whose health has been taken away. We only realize how valuable health is when we fall sick. But when we're alive, we take it for granted, right? But you don't realize what you already have. But that's from Allah. Allah is taking care of us. So we should turn to Him. The thing is, when people are completely oblivious about Allah, people turn away from Allah, they ignore the whole concept of Allah and worship Allah, and they neglect Allah completely. Like, these people are living in denial. They're not being even rational. Why? Because you take all these great blessings for granted, and they are given to you every day. Every day they are given to you. Every day. Every day. You know, the Prophet ﷺ says every morning, كُلَّ صَبَاحٍ يُنَادِي مُنَادٍ. Every morning there's an angel that proclaims, makes a call out. يَا ابْنَ آدَمَ هَذَا يَوْمٌ جَدِيدٌ وَعَلَى عَمَلِكَ شَهِيدٌ. O son of Adam, this is a new day and it's a witness over your deeds. You think you're alive, you just wake up because you are like, that's how you are, you wake up. No, every day you are given a day, by the way, to live. Every day. Like you are given a new day, live this day. And when your death comes, you're not given that day, and that's why you die, by the way. So what we take for granted is not really guaranteed. It's just a day, a gift that we are given every day. But we don't see it, because we just take things for, and that's how humans are. And sometimes, you are good to a person, you are too good to a person, where they take you for granted. And it's really bad. Like, these people start treating you bad, because they know they can't lose you. But they don't realize, once they go so far, and you leave them, okay, then they realize, oh, what did I do? Why did I treat this person? And it happens, by the way, between husband and wife, a lot. A lot. Find husband taking his wife for granted. He doesn't treat her right, he abuses her, he neglects her, he doesn't give her rights as other people get. And he says, she's my wife, she has to cook for me, she has to do that, she has to do that. And he treats her bad. But after a while, she can cope up with him only so much. And it gets to a point where she says, see you later, right? And then he says, wow, what did I do? Then he goes back to her, I'm really sorry, I will change, I will make things better, etc., right? And it could be the other way. It could be the wife mistreating her husband, neglecting him, not giving him his rights, etc., and she's just busy with other things and other people. And then when the husband loses interest in her and connection with her, she says, oh no, let me fix it, give me a break, give me a chance, and so on and so forth. Sometimes it's just too late. Again, so we take things for granted. That's human nature. So Allah is reminding us, He's waking us up as humans. He says, Ya ayyuhan nasu u'budu rabbakum, worship your Lord. And He said, worship Allah. He said, worship your Lord, because that's the reason you should worship Him. Because that's where you came from, that's how you are alive, that's how you see, that's how you hear, that's why everything is happening, because of your Lord. So stop taking things for granted. Worship Him. Worship Allah. And we said the essence of worship is really love with fear, mixed with fear. Love with awe. So you love Allah, but you also fear His punishment. And that's a beautiful combination, by the way. وَاعْبُدُوا رَبَّكُمْ الَّذِي خَلَقَكُمْ. Allah explains why He's the one who created you. الَّذِي خَلَقَكُمْ وَالَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِكُمْ. And the ones who came before you. He created all of that. You see humanity, thousands and thousands and thousands of years. Allah created all of that. Don't think He just created you, but He created all of that. And He kept humanity going. It was Him that made life possible and made humans survive for all these years. لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. So that you may protect yourselves again from the punishment of Allah. And I think we stopped here last time. Then Allah says, Allah explains more. As a reminder. الَّذِي جَعَلَ لَكُمُ الْأَرْضَ فِرَاشًا وَالسَّمَاءَ بِنَاءً. He's the one who made, let me just read the translations here. He is the one who has made the earth a place of settlement for you. Firasha means something that has been flattened.